Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views. Today is Thursday, May 19th, 2011. Let's just jump right into the charts here. We'll start off with the E-mini futures. They're trading up about 5 points, 5.5 points, right around 1343.75 per contract on the S&P 500 E-mini contract. Again, a decent little move for the markets. They are higher today, but we are starting to see the dollar catch a little bit of a bid, so that could take some steam out of the marketplace. Although we're in the heart of options expiration, and sometimes as we come down to options X week and a dollar gets a bid, it may not have as much effect on the market as it normally does. Once options X expiration is over tomorrow, then you'll probably see a very, very tight correlation between the market and the dollar again. But this is options expiration. This is a time where the institutions usually will move stocks away from the popular strike price that the small retail options trader is involved in. Therefore, if the small retail options trader was, say, let's just pick a stock here, ExxonMobil on a daily chart. Let's just say that they bought a lot of puts down here. Guess what? The retail options trader, the retail options trader bought puts down here. The institutions will take it the other way, and hopefully make their option expire worthless, or maybe out of the money, something like that. They'll have to take a loss in their premiums paid. So that's generally what we look for during options expiration week. Now there's a lot to go over because we have the futures higher by a little bit before the open today. You just had weekly initial jobless claims come out, and really they were at 409,000. So I guess the number is somewhat in line. But at this stage of the cycle, to get over a 400,000 decline in initial increase in initial jobless claims is still a pretty big number. But we don't care really too much about the fundamentals. We only care about the technicals. Right here, we could look at the USO. So oil is trading basically flat on the session. USO is trading up about 19 cents. Spot crude's trading up about 5 cents. Still right around that $100 a barrel marker. So very, very important. Let's take a look at the GLD this morning. We'll use that as a proxy for gold. And you can see that is selling off a little bit. Now, it was higher earlier. Has sold off a little bit by about 50 cents or so. And that's just typical action in the morning. It's all going to be about the dollar when it comes to gold and silver. Yesterday, you could see on a daily chart, you had a nice little pop there in gold. Okay, the same thing with the SLV. SLV yesterday had a nice little pop there. Here is 10-minute chart of SLV, and you can see we're starting to trade off just a little bit off the highs. Yesterday, the SLV closed at 34.23. Today, we're trading right around 34.35, which is still higher than yesterday's close, but well off the highs of the morning, where it was trading up about 34.80 or so. Alrighty. Last night in Asia, the Asian markets, very, very important to always keep an eye on the Asian markets. You did have the Nikkei down about 41 points. The Shanghai was down 14 points. However, the Hang Seng Index, which is Hong Kong, was up 152 points. Now, you did get a little bounce in the Sensex, which was up 55 points. That's about 0.3%. So, again, I don't think there's too much to look at as far as Asia is concerned. What we will do is concentrate really on the action in the market. Generally, if we're down first few days of options X, you could see some whipping around. Maybe we'll be up the last 2 days. It generally has a way of playing out like that. So we'll just see how that all works out. There are some stocks. There are some stocks here that are making moves, and one of them is Dollar Tree. DLTR is the symbol. Big pop this morning. Another big sell-off, and then right back up. So this stock is in the news today. Watch that one. It could be in play, at least for a little while in the session. Some other names that I think are in play would be Intel. Intel had a big downgrade today by Goldman Sachs, I believe. So Intel is getting hit pretty hard. You can see that stock is sharply lower. Intel's had a very, very nice move higher, and the daily chart still looks fine on Intel, but the stock is trading off a little bit by about 50 cents or 60 cents or so from yesterday's close, and that's on a downgrade by Goldman Sachs. Now, I'm not sure really what to make out of Intel. As far as I'm concerned, the Intel daily chart still looks okay, and We'll see if this is just a game to get the stock down so that they could rally it back up, or maybe buy it cheaply. So we'll have to wait and see. But in any case, Intel is taking a little bit of a hit, and I know that is more of a household name than most other stocks out there. Um, that looks to be really the main movers that I see right now this morning. Other than that, you'll have some other stocks out there like Juniper trading up a little bit. Oh, there is one more. I take that back. Let's look at Big Lots. Big Lots is getting hit this morning. Yeah, that's a pretty sharp decline. That's a pretty good fall from the close. Closed yesterday around 37 bucks and is trading around 34. So that is a major haircut for Big Lots. That stock is getting hit pretty sharply. You also want to watch with the Intel downgrade some stocks like Applied Materials, KLAC. Those stocks could get hit as well. Let's just take a look and see how they're doing. Yep, sure enough, KLAC is down. Let's take a look at LRCX, which is Lam Research. Lam Research must have earnings. That is trading sharply higher. Let's take a look at Applied Materials, and that is trading lower. So really, Lam Research is bucking the trend. Maybe earnings. That stock was beaten down, but having a very, very nice move on Lam Research. Okay, so that's pretty much wrapping it up for today. I don't think there's a whole lot else to go over. Again, we're in the midst of options expiration. Tomorrow is the official expiration day, so look for volatility today. You'll get a lot of whipping around. We've seen that pretty much throughout most of the week. Yesterday was a pretty decent update for the markets. Today, maybe we'll see a little follow-through to the upside. I'm not sure. The dollar will have an effect, but it won't be as potent as it has been. The inverse relationship between the stock market and the dollar will not have the same effect usually during an options expiration, especially when you get towards the tail end of the week. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Wraps it up. I'll see everybody on the charts in the morning. Have a great day.